Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hafizzul Hafiz bin Muhammad HANIF. My topic is stop being a toxic people among employees. Alright. So, before I begin, I would like to share a very short story. On a chilly June, one of my friends, with Amri, was at a company whose name is kept secret. At the first, he worked as his usual and did his job well. He loved his work and his performance at the very satisfactory level. But when a feeling arose in her culture, Embry began to be given a toxic remark anyway it stupid his work. This projected until it made Ambry feel that he was no longer able to display a good work and his performance deteriorated. Ambry began to feel restless and had depression and he continued until it caused a mental problem. Then Ambry no longer works in that company. Alright. So from the story I told you earlier, it was one of the most common scenario in our country. And while researching on the subject for my speech, I have discovered a regular finding. Based on the Harvard research, it proved that toxic employers destroy your culture and your bottom line. Not surprisingly, toxic employers alienate your co-workers and the team members, which also directly impacts the bottom line. 80% of the employees lost work time worrying about the unfunded employer's rudeness. 78% said their commitment to the organization declined in the face of the toxic behavior. 60% said their performance declined. 63% lost work time in the avoiding the offender. So to support this, I have researched the recorded to listen clinical psychologist and therapist Lauren Cook. The toxic positivity is an unwavering devotion to optimism that can minimize or reject when someone is in emotional pain. In other words, toxic positivity makes you believe you should have a positive mindset no matter what you have gone through. So it causes you to dissociate from your negative feeling and pretend it's all rainbow and butterfly when it's not. Alright. Thus today, I would like you to listen with an open mind and try to persuade you that there is a need to stop this phenomenon of the toxic people or monopolies before it can ruin the future of the new generation by discussing the effect of toxic people on employees, the way how to stop being a toxic people on employees in the office, and the positive impact we can stop being a toxic people. So the first main idea, which is the effect when we not stop the phenomenon of the toxic employee. All right. However, Professor Nicholas Kastikis and political scientist Jan Fowler discovered that an emotion does not just separate between the people directly involved in an interaction. The interaction has a ripple effect when this emotion from people separate to their friends' friends, and so on. So one person's toxic behavior affects many others directly or indirectly. All right. The first point is the toxic employers create a negative and unhealthy working culture among the team. The negative atmosphere generates an imbalance in the team. Instead of focusing on work, disgruntled employers' cognitive resources are likely to be spent on analyzing their de-energizing relationship with the toxic employer and how best to navigate around the issue. Okay, as a result, employees experience more conflict among each other, less cohesion and trust, which decrease the ability to solve problem and overall team performance. All right. My second point is employee turnover, where the sense of dissatisfaction in the workplace not only reduce the motivation, but can increase people intention to leave. Top performers are more likely to exit because they view negativity of as a roadblock to their progress. According to 2015 study by a telemanagement company, Cornerstone on Demand, 54% of the high performing employees are more likely to resign when they work with a toxic employee. Okay. So last but not least, toxicity not only affects current employees but also prospective ones. Prospective employee can be deterred from working an employee if they do their homework on the employer's working culture via sites such as Glassdoor before applying for or accepting a job offer. Additionally, the hiring and training costs involved the employees inevitably replace the toxic employee is something to be considered. Alright. So I copy that of all my point that I told you earlier. If you copy that, let's continue. The second main idea, which is the way how to stop being a toxic people among employees. Okay. So first, we must be mindful of your behavior. What a sort of impact does your behavior have on those around you? If the closest to you look sad or even angry at the things you do and say, it may be time to check your behavior to see which aspect are causing the adverse reaction. This is not to say that every reaction is due to your behavior, but be mindful how you speak to others and try to be nicer and listen to those around you. Because being a good listener is one of the easiest way to start losing toxic behavior. And it may not be easy at the first, but keep trying, okay? So my second point is think before you react. Toxic people are notorious by flying off the handle and overreacting to almost mouth run off with a barrage of criticism and insult. Stop and think about how your words and action will make others feel. For us, it's normal, but to others, maybe it's a personal matter, right? So, or anything else. And don't back down from admitting you are wrong, because being wrong is something that happened to the best of us, and admitting you are wrong and being accountable of your for your action is a sign of the personal strength and growth. So if we miss a saying or accidentally breaking one word, we continue to plead the guilty and apologize. And last but not least, be kind to yourself. Admitting to your toxic traits can be quite upsetting, especially when you realize how badly you made those close to you feel. However, once you have admitted you have made mistake and you have committed to improving yourself and your performance at work, you can be kind to yourself. You will have moments when you fall back into your habit, which is normal. Just remind yourself that you are work in progress and don't shy away from asking for help. Stop yourself from reading toxic behavior will not be easy, and often you will feel like giving up. So remember, it's okay to ask for help from the professional, and you can use the online life coaching tool to help you through the progress, through the process. Okay. So, are you still there? If you are still there and copy all of my point, let us go to the main idea. Right. So, are you ready, guys? If you are ready, let's go. The third and the last sort of my main idea, which is the positive impact if we do those way to how to stop the many toxic people among employees. Okay, from what I said before, we can see some positive effect or impact if we implement those way. Okay, for example, let's be mindful and behavior. We'll be able to help ourselves to have a one positive perspective, and it's not easy to mutilate bad intention towards other workers. If we be mindful and open-minded, it will also help us to solve any problem in a better way, not pass the problem through other people. Because sometimes if we are too stressed, we have one perspective to be rude or being toxic to release that stress in a negative way. We live in a society, right? So it's benefit to us to fail alone, and will help us to fit ourselves and give us a motivation to be a better person. Moreover, if we think before react, if we it will help us to prevent any bad thing occur. We can be more careful in our action, and it help us to be not easily being toxic to our coworkers, and they will improve our performance and can keep the momentum or the thing into a task given by the boss. If we be honest and not afraid to admit wrong, this will make ourselves highly rejected, and it will avoid misconception among colleagues. Hence, it can also make him aware that being toxic people is a disservice, and that the act is wrong because it can afford often others. The last step I told you is be kind to yourself and don't shy to asking for help. It will contribute to be a better coworker and have you a negative attitude. If it can also attract employees to raise our ranks and make ourselves more respected and respected. Right. So now we have arrived to the end of the page. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have come to the end of my speech, so I encourage you to please stop being a toxic people among employees. Okay, it's not good for our work environment and also not good for your life. We remember back that I have taught you earlier the effect when we not prevent it, the way how to stop being a toxic people and the positive impact we do that. All right, so the good company will born if it we have success people we know without the toxic people. So let's stop being toxic people among employees. All right, that's all from me. Thank you.